there. Hope you're having a lovely day. So I just went to the nail salon and I got my nails did. So they're fresh right now. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about why I use fake nails versus my natural nails. So right now I'm using acrylic nails. They're pretty much just the same nails that you would go get at any nail salon. I just don't put any color or any kind of shiny coats on it afterwards. So of course, when I first started playing classical guitar, I was using my natural nails. And I could never really get it to work the way that I wanted to. So this right here, this is how I would imagine the angle of an AM and an I nail being. If you're looking at it straight on like this, they're just a perfect symmetrical angle. But mine sort of look like this. So the black parts that are colored in, those are the parts where my nail kind of hooked over and went forward. So I never really had problems with my A nail. My A nail was always good, but my M nail, it had right in the center, it had a part that always hooked down, so I could only get it to grow out so long before it would just hook over and start catching on the strings. And then the same thing with my I nail, almost the whole side of it did that. So this side was pretty much okay, but then over the top of it, it just hooked down, and that started to get hooked on the strings too. So I tried to make it work for a while. Of course, was using all the micro mesh and everything to file them down with, but I couldn't experiment with longer nails. So the first thing I did was I tried the spoon trick. If you don't know about the spoon trick, it's where you take one spoon and heat it up on a stove, and then take the other spoon and put it to where it doesn't burn your finger, and you actually use that to kind of warm up your nail so it can be kind of molded into a different shape. So I did that and had good success with it. My nail, I could get my nail exactly the shape that I wanted to. It sounded amazing. I was really comfortable, but it made them really weak. They would break and then they would wear down very easily, and I couldn't practice for very long. So it became an issue. I think I even tried some kind of Savarez nail kit at one point. So it was kind of a last resort for me. Eventually I kind of just caved in and went and got the acrylics. And at first I didn't really like it. It sounded kind of plasticky, and there was just a lot of nail noise that I had to deal with. But over time, I've really come to like the sound of the acrylic nails. There's a little more nail noise that you have to deal with, but if you can find a way to deal with that, I think that there's more sound and you can really fill up a concert hall more, because there's a thicker sound. But that's just a personal preference for me. I don't have to worry about zipping up a zipper, breaking a nail. I can go skateboard, I can throw a frisbee around, I can do all kinds of things. It doesn't matter. I don't have to worry about breaking a nail. If I do break one, I don't have to wait 2 weeks for it to grow back out. I just go to the salon and pay them a few bucks, and they just put a new one on, and I'm in and out in 15 minutes. I can also practice a lot longer with acrylic nails. When I had regular nails, after I would practice for over, about 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours, then they would really start to wear down. And it got to the point when you're polishing your nails or you're filing them every time, they just get shorter and shorter and shorter. So they just kept wearing down and down. So for me, all the positives of the acrylic nails outweigh the negatives. And I just wasn't dealt a good hand with the fingernail genetics. But I am open to experimenting. I know there's new technologies out now with these kind of gel nails and different things like that, so I'm open to it, but I know that I can't make my natural nails work. Even with putting hardener on it and things like that, they're just not going to work. But I really do like the acrylic nails. I do like the sound that they produce, as well as all the other things that I talked about. I think really the biggest drawback for me with using the acrylics is just sometimes the sound is a little too punchy, just because with the acrylics, they're a lot stronger than a natural nail. So when you're plucking a string, especially on a rest stroke with your natural nail, there's some kind of give to the nail. But when you're using the acrylics, they're so strong and there's no give to them at all. So you kind of have to adjust and learn how to just be very soft with your finger. So that's always something that I'm working on and trying to improve. So I think I'm all ready to go. They're all buffed out about as good as I can get, freshly filed. So let's go see how they sound. All right, I think I'm done practicing for now. It's been about an hour and a half or so. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run through the Courante for you. So here it is, the Courante from the Third Cello Suite by Johann Sebastian Bach. That's where I'm at with the Courante. So let's go to the couch and talk about my performance that I just gave there. All right, so I just watched the video, the performance I gave of the Courante. So I felt really bad about it right after I gave it. It's always how it is. You feel really bad about your performance and you watch it back, and it's almost always better than what you thought it was. Almost every time. I feel good about the tempo. I also feel good about my sound. Like, I just got my nails did and they're sounding pretty good. I'm digging it. Just a couple spots in the Courante. The main one I messed up both times, that little ornament in the B section. So I gotta admit, I do try and cheat a little bit on that part, that ornament. I don't pluck the F sharp here. I just try to do a slur to it. Right there, that F sharp. But I missed that part both times, so I gotta work on that. So I'm trying to get away with it. We'll see. There's only one other part in the Courante that I'm not totally convinced. It's this one part where I go up to the C sharp and I feel like it gets cut off a little too soon with the fingerings that I'm using. It's not bad if I go slower, but if I do it faster at the tempo that I want to do it, it doesn't quite ring out. Do you hear this? And in Segovia's recording, you can hear him, and he lets that C sharp ring for a long time. So I don't know if that's a phrasing choice or if it was because he couldn't find another fingering to do it. I don't know. We'll never know. But I might experiment a little bit with different fingerings. I'm thinking here... if I could do it like that, then they could all ring out. So I don't know. It's just an idea I had when I was playing through it, practicing it earlier. So I might try to practice that and see if I can convince myself of that. But other than that, you know, just more slow practice like always. So I think I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I really hope you found my tips helpful and enjoyed my playing. So I really appreciate you for watching. I hope you have a good evening. Peace.